first things first, what I want to know is what did you score the fight and why? Did you agree with the judges' scorecards 116, 112? Coltrane, you want to go first then?
See, I'm a person like this, right? And don't get me wrong, some of these scorecards be crazy. But in any other sport, if you win by 1 point, a win is a win. I don't know why people are so fixated on score. As long as they get it right, that's the main important thing. Like, if it's 115, 113, 114, 113, I don't care what the numbers are, as long as the end result is the right person won. I don't know why people are so fixated on numbers. Now, I get it because it's like, all right, it was a closer fight than that. So, but we don't give out, unless I miss something, are there second place trophies in boxing? Like participation trophies. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, how many times do fans complain when the judges don't get it right? So for this fight, not one, all three got it right. So I didn't have an issue with the scorecard. I thought it was a little bit closer than it was. Then if I watch it again, I probably have a 116. Look, at the end of the day, it's 8-4, 7-5. We splitting hairs here.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do you think, Coach Mus?
I didn't judge it from round, but I definitely think that the right man won the fight. So many rounds were close that it's hard to say who won, who did it, but Usyk definitely closed much better.
Yeah,
I think that Usyk won the fight.
So what do you think about the AI score, 118, 112? Do you think this something should be used in future? Because it wasn't too far from the human score.
No.
That stuff is like computerized. Like somebody counts points. This stuff further going to decrease boxing because everyone is just trying to tap and get a point. Everyone is trying to tap. And it's going to leave away so many other things that matter. Dictate the pace. That matters.
And
clinching matters.
Yeah. Because
so many things matter besides just who amateur boxing, who hit each other. It's like, and I can flick you, you can crack me the same thing. It shouldn't be the same thing.
Yeah, I agree with that because it's a slippery slope. And look, I don't want to turn this into the old guy that got mad that he got to use email instead of going to the post office waiting in line for 40 minutes to mail off his bill. Like I'm not trying to be that guy, but at the same time, to Coach Moo's point, we got to be careful with if this is something, because I think they're like toying around with it, because I do think that eventually they're going to have that a part of their judging system. The problem with that, like Moose said, an amateur guy, you know, and I ain't trying to pick on Kawasaki or Amir Khan. I'm going to just use them as examples. Them guys will win a bunch of close fights if we're going to go this route with this style judging, because like you said, certain things you got to see with real eyes and be right in front of it, you know, to be able to gauge and really get a grasp on how to score it.
So do you think, let's say if I was a draw, do you think it should go to AI then in that case? Would you be in favor of that, or you think, nah, just leave it as a draw?
I think shouldn't change at all.
Again, like, again, we're opening up some dangerous doors here, because if you do that.
Think about something. They were mentioning Bridgeway a few years ago.
Right, exactly. You know, so
don't change it. It is what it is.
Remember, they were trying to do people riding around with no, I think like in Singapore, certain places they're doing it where they got like Uber drivers with no driver. They're like just robots in there. I can't speak for nobody else, but the driving in Philly, it's so chaotic. Like, you need like to make some instant decisions, or you could be going into a wall somewhere, so I just feel like we're not there yet. Maybe when the three of us are no longer here on Earth, that'll be a thing. But right now, I just don't see the luxury of that.
It'd probably be AI fighting each other then, won't it?
That takes away from the beauty of boxing. The beauty of these conversations is that, for example, War Kovalev. To this day, almost every month, me and somebody, we go over the fight round by round.
Yeah.
To this day, it was sometimes we had different opinions. Like, it's the beauty of it is that you get to really You might like power punches. I like the tapping. I like if you like offense. It takes away from the grizz of the sport. Everybody's but computerized. Like I got 14-year-old kid DM me talking about. I'm like, man, you 14. You don't know anything about boxing. The only thing you know is what CompuBox have put out there, and you just copying and pasting and screenshot and sending me telling me this is why so and so beat so and so. Like boxing is
That's
very.
my other. That's my other fear move is that, all right, we already got, because I've never been a big fan of CompuBox because I feel like it's like fantasy football. Like it's boxing is not a stat driven sport. This ain't baseball where we count steals and saves. Like, not that stats aren't important because I think they are, but to move point, like just because somebody landed a higher percentage, because you get a lot of fans that'll tell you, oh, he landed 85% of his punches, and you like, all right, but a lot of them was caught on the elbow or the gloves, like what we saw in Usyk Fury. So we don't count. A guy may take a shot, but he may roll with it. Okay, it's technically he got hit, but he didn't get hit flush. He rolled with it. He took the steam off of it. So that's why I said, like, computers don't always tell a whole story, and it can just skew our enjoyment the way we watch fights.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, well, we still get guys a couple of weeks back debating the Hagler-Leonard fight. So
Look, yeah. Now imagine that being AI influence, that fight. They probably gonna do it. I do think one day they probably like go back and judge all these old fights and see what they come up with if it hasn't been done already.
Yeah, they may base their decision on something, whether to use more of AI based on how it scores previous fights and compare that to the human scoring of previous fights and see how accurate it is. I don't know. It must be done something like that.
A cold case. Cold case judging.
Go back in the past. Blast from the past.
Yeah.
So this fight, Usyk, do you think he dominated? Well, I think he did. He performed better in this fight than the previous fight. I mean, do you agree with that, Coltrane?
I think dominance. I don't know that. For me, I don't know if it was dominant, but I thought he was. We before we jumped on camera here, we talked about being comfortable. I thought he was the more comfortable, relaxed fighter, although he probably used the most energy out of the two. But because he's such an energetic guy that never gets tired, which is crazy, because all the motion and the footwork, and you fight a guy that's twice your size, and he was leaning on you and all that. Although Usyk is a lot stronger than people think he is, but I just thought he was in control when he needed to be in control. See, being clutch, I don't know if you said it, Move or Phase, being clutch is know when to turn it up. Just like any other sport. When the fourth quarter, when it's money time, that's when the great ones know how to separate themselves. And I just thought, like in the first fight, there's always little moments in the fight where the guys that got more, tools in the shed normally separate themselves. And I just think he is just an overall better fighter. It's not that Fury's a bad fighter. I just think Usyk is just a better overall fighter that does a lot of things when he's not punching that gives people problems. So that when he's not throwing punches is just as problematic as when he is throwing punches.
Yeah, because he's always moving in some way. He's always moving in some way. So
I get dizzy watching his feet, like because he's just constantly moving.
So about you, Coach Mustafa, do you think Usyk won this fight easier than the first one?
Hard to say. Yeah, he won it easier, but the first one he had a much bigger round that made it more exciting. But he did. I didn't see much resistance from Fury. I don't think he dominated because maybe he respects Fury too much, but he didn't. Like we talked about earlier, I didn't see that Lance Lewis, Mike Tyson. That's dominant. You know what I'm saying? Really, really beating him and punishing him. But he was the rounds he did have were much, much, much clearer than the first fight.
Yeah. So what could Fury have done differently to change the outcome? So before the fight, if you weighed in 281 pounds, everyone started saying he's coming 55 pounds heavier than Usyk. Clearly, he's going to try put it on Usyk and knock him out and bully him. But I think the problem is that you might say that, but when you get in the ring of Usyk, with all that constant movement, the constant touching, feinting, moving their feet, changing angles, you realise it's not so easy to knock him out. So Coltrane, do you want to go first? Was anything Fury could have done differently to beat Usyk, or is he, as you just said, Usyk just a better fighter?
He would have to go in a time machine, go get Emmanuel Stewart. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm serious, because the style that you need to deal with that, you have to know how to fight on the inside. It's all about short work to slow this down. I do think Usyk is vulnerable to the body. I believe that body shot he got caught with was a real thing, although it was controversial if it was below the belt or not. You know, there's some information. I don't have a lot of information, but there is information. But for Tyson Fury, like, he tried to, I personally thought it was, the jab was kind of a bullshit jab, as they used to say back in the day. It was almost the back. Now, he uses the backhand smack jab a lot, but I just think he did it kind of just to stay afloat, not really with a lot. Like, I thought in the first fight, it was a lot more conviction behind what he was doing versus this fight. To me, in this fight, he fought more not to lose than to win, because he knew, like, a lot of his tactics that he do with other guys, like leaning on fighters. Like I said earlier, Usyk is deceptively strong. So he can break out of a clinch, and he knows how to slip out of a clinch. And if you're going to grab, you got to punch while you grab it. You brought up Andre Ward earlier. You know, he was masterful at that. We go back to the 90s, guys like Riddick Bowe, the Burt Cooper type guys of the world. Like, all them guys fought in a short space. I don't think you can deal with a guy like Usyk just with a 1-2, and I'm going to just clinch and grab you. Also, I don't know if people peep this. See, when you fighting a guy like Usyk, right, you can't be on a straight line with him, because he's going to line you up for that tall claw, because he's most of the time he's shorter than the guy that he's fighting. So everything coming off over the top, overhand. So trauma is a real thing with fighters, right? So I don't know if y'all peeped this, in the 9th round, both fighters knew what happened in the last fight in the 9th round. Fury was very leery of it, and you know Usyk was, because that's what changed the tides in that fight. Fury was so leery of being countered. That's why he did, because people always say, fans crack me up when they say this, why didn't he let his hands go more? That's because he's fighting a vicious counter puncher. If Fury if that third shot gets left off, he getting lined up with something. That's why he had to be safe and frugal with his shots. And the footwork, the constant movement, the jab gets taken away. And again, the clinching, Fury, a lot of his work is set up leaning on you and tiring you out. Usyk I don't think I ever saw him tired in a fight since I've been watching him. Well, if he did, he masks it really well. But I just think for Fury, the footwork gave him so much problem. And here's another thing that people don't talk about from that fight. He backed Fury up. And you heard Sugar Ray telling him, stop letting him back you up. But the problem, with all due respect to Sugar Ray, it wasn't that Fury was backing up on his own. Usyk was flushing him backwards. To use a football analogy, he clogged his rushing lanes and made him play from the pocket. So, all these different things. So you got to worry about not only footwork, because the footwork is giving you, it puts mental pressure on you. So that's frustrating you. So along in conjunction with the footwork, the counterpunching ability. Look, I thought Fury, he did what he could in the end. And then after the 9th round, he got tired. And then Usyk got in his bag, and then was just kind of picking him apart at that point. So I think he did what he could and not get caught with a big shot like he did in the last fight. So, because if he opens up a little bit, he might have went to sleep in that fight like he did in the last fight. So.
Yeah, because like you said, Usyk was the one.
No, he almost went to bed in the last fight.
Yeah, because Usyk was the one who was in control and, like I said, pushing him back. So
he controlled the fight. The second half of the fight, like he did in the first one.
Yeah, so there's a good chance. Yeah, if he let his hands go, the way Usyk was fighting, he would have got on top of him.
You gotta crowd. You have to crowd that. You gotta try to smother it. But again, this is why I give fighters. That's why I put so much props and credence to inside fighting, because I know it's not. I know it's hard. I know it's not easy. That's why there's only a handful of dudes today that actually, and I'm not talking about it just doing it just to do it. Like that kid, what is it, Charles Conwell?
Yes.
Boom. Conwell. I just put a video up. Crazy inside work. Crazy. And I was so amazed because you don't see it.
Yeah.
But at the heavier weight, a lot of these guys are fighting long and not short no more. So Fury's to close and pass it off to Coach Move, like what you need, I just don't think he had the ingredients to deal with it for Usyk to get a clean victory against him, I should say.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of talk of the uppercut being a problem for Usyk and body shots. I think Usyk sort of handled that well as well. He was constantly moving and sliding away from the uppercut as well.
But FaZe, let me just say this about the uppercut because people are quick to say that's all about timing. So if you mistime that, you got to remember this: the uppercut that he's throwing, he's timing it for Usyk to walk into it. If you misjudge that, that other guy,
miss an uppercut.
He's gonna so for every miss, you're gonna be punished for it.
Yes.
So he's leery of this. What they say, move, step over and step under and over that line. Don't be on that line.
But like you said about trauma, and Fury is clearly traumatized from the first fight because Fury have to forget that first fight to beat Usyk. He would have to forget that and go get him. Because if he's thinking about it, he's gonna do what he did the other night. He will never beat him like that. That's what he did like Emmanuel Stewart. Instead of worrying about getting countered, get motivated to get your get back. Because you can't box, you can't fight a fight that level worried about what happened the first time. Or you're going to be apprehensive. You're going to look how he looked. At times, Fury threw shots looking so sloppy. It's like, Fury, way better than that. But like panic starts to set. You started thinking, is it happening to me again? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to fight it mentally saying, I got to forget what happened last time. Think about Lance Lewis going to fight Rockman again. Immediately.
That's a good point.
AJ fighting Ruiz again immediately. And how much mental there is in his mind that every shot you're thinking, that mean again. So Fury had to he needed more mental work than anything. Because the first fight he didn't do horrible.
No.
It just a little bit of the wrong game plan. Fury, in my opinion, no one has really fought Usyk. Everyone's fighting Usyk at his tempo, his pace, his style. Fury jab is a flicking jab now because Usyk flicks his jab. And also because he worried about getting countered. The moment you stop jabbing, like Floyd with the pull counter, you stop jabbing, Floyd gonna beat you easy now. The guys who have fought Floyd well, guys who said, bump your counter, I'm still gonna work. They'll always never. Even though Floyd did a pull counter, they'll always kept jabbing. Miguel Cotto kept jabbing. McDonough, the shot he landed was off the jab, counter Floyd counter. The moment you think about it, you're going to fight very very cautious, very scary, and that's what Fury did. Fury said he was going to go. I thought he was, but he didn't. In reality, Fury, like you said, Usyk pushed him back multiple times. I've seen Fury way better than that before. He went and got Wilder.
You know what? Go ahead, FaZe. I'm sorry.
Sorry, carry on, Coltrane.
No, I was just gonna say real quick. I also think that it's like, you go to a certain type of school, your entire life, and then they put you in a school where they're doing like calculus and pre-college courses and all that. It changes. The expectations changes. Your work changes as a whole. And I just think for Fury, and there's no disrespect to Wilder, but because he was able to get away with so much, because Wilder is a one-hit quitter, so where Usyk, I think, got so many different wrinkles in his arsenal, you're like, damn, this is a guy that's making me think.
Yes.
You know, a la when he fought Steve Cunningham. Because remember, Steve Cunningham was outboxing Fury. He was outboxing him.
Ugly.
So it's not like Fury hasn't been outboxed before, but unfortunately, there was nobody really with the IQ and the DNA that can do the things that can give him problems, you know. And although he leans on fighters, he not working while he leaning. See, that's the difference.
And Usyk was stepping back on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, got work.
But somebody can, and when we use the word great, people forget 3 years ago, a lot of folks were saying that Fury might be the greatest heavyweight.
Ha! Shakur said it. I was like, huh? Now I know he's young, but
so we're saying like, whoa.
Yeah, they was tripping with that.
And now we see it now. People saying, I'm not going side. Saying now about Usyk. They saying, maybe because of all time, like, whoa.
Yeah. People, I saw that the Ali stuff. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
Ali fought everybody for all the styles. I highly doubt that Bacoli would go out there and try to box him like Fury does.
Yeah,
or Zane. Like they're gonna hit him hard, make him fight. Not saying they'll beat him, but
yeah, but it's different. Right, I got you.
Like AJ was doing with him and Fury was doing, that's clearly not going to work.
Yeah, you're not outboxing him. Then that's the thing. Like they both tried to out, and I always been on board. I always thought Usyk could be. I said you're not outboxing him. He's the better overall boxer.
Fight.
He got everything that Fury, like the things that Fury don't do well, like stamina.
Yes.
Fury could be clump. They say it's funny because people say now Fury for a big guy, he's nimble on his feet. I think he has good footwork for a big guy, but he ain't got footwork like this guy. Like
to be that big, he's nimble.
But he's still right.
Usyk, 6'2", 6'3", 230, 220. He's clumsy. He looked clumsy. His cut was to his
yeah.
He's falling all over himself, but that's coming to 280. Everyone's thinking that he got to get bigger. You don't have to get bigger. Get leaner, change your game plan, get us some better shape, and do what you say you're going to do. Back Usyk up, fight him, because you can't outbox Usyk. Him and Lomachenko, you can't outbox them. They're gonna. That's
a good point about Loma. That's a good point.
They maybe go high guard and go to Loma's body. He didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Because outside he was that fainting that stuff too much.
Because even Teofimo in that fight, the first fight, he was working. Now he was working long in that fight behind a jab, but then what happened? Loma started closing that distance. If that was a 15-round fight,
he was gonna lose.
That fight might go a little differently,
because all that stuff does it also attacks your mentality.
Yeah.
Remember round 11 when Devin Haney fought on and Bill Haney said you hurt, and Devin said I'm not hurt.
Yeah.
And Bill said go win this round. I don't care but confusing you. That don't matter. We know you confused Lomachenko. Of course you can't think him.
That was the point I was trying to make about when you go from fighting a guy like Wilder who's trying to knock you out versus a guy like Usyk who's trying to outbox you. So this guy gonna constantly make you think where a guy that's just trying to knock you out, he really just coming with one style, Although it was crazy because I just watched the first fight because I haven't watched it in a while. Wilder and Fury. It's crazy because I still don't know how he got up, but
yeah.
Skill guy.
Yeah.
The guy is going to kill your confidence. Like Floyd, I can't hit this dude with nothing.
Yeah,
I beat them. He not knocking.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
I'm 100 times smarter than you. So Usyk is making Fury doubt every shot. He's so smart that he's making him Fury not fighting him, but Fury just trying to survive.
I just want people to understand this, and I don't know why this is like a pet peeve of mine because it goes back to the Canelo and Triple G fight. That was the most recent one that people was yelling the hands thing. Them paper cuts hurt. They might not seem like they thudding shots, but you know how to get a fighter's attention with shots they don't see coming.
Yes.
That'll slow anybody down.
Yes.
And that's what you had to your point. He was constantly thinking about the next shot. Not the shot that he was throwing, the shot that was coming after the shot he threw. So that changes the whole game plan.
When he got caught with Ngannou, he threw the right hand, got caught with the hook.
Yep.
When he fought Usyk, he threw the right hand, caught with the same shot over the top of the left.
Same shot. Usyk tried to line that shot up the whole fight.
Fury would have to forget that. I know it's hard to do, but you're gonna have to. And that's
I see. No, what you're saying, and Fade, you go from here. What you're saying essentially is like you gotta rumble this. You gotta rumble. You gotta get in the mix. I know it's easier said than done, but you gotta try it.
Of course, because think about something. How humiliated he felt watching that round 9 all over TV. Him like that getting rocked, he's staggering all over.
Right.
He traumatized his mind like hell no. And so it's like you got to have amnesia, like, because you're only human. Of course he was embarrassed. Of course he was like he's only a human being.
Fighters go back. Two things fighters go back to, like you said, what happened in the last fight or what happened throughout all their fights. When they get in trouble or they get hit with a shot, I don't care what new trainer you got, this, that, you go back to being that little kid that first walked in that gym.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Bad habits always show up at the wrong time.
So Coach Mustafa, so you mentioned Fury was got a little bit sloppy. His game plan wasn't the best. How much of his performance do you attribute to him coming in 281 pounds? Because you mentioned his stamina as well. You ain't going to improve your stamina to 281 pounds.
There's no benefit of being that heavy. And they're going to make you stronger. Like it's going to make you more sloppy. You might be having to lean more, but not for Usyk. Usyk is going to move. Usyk knows how to. He was rolling all those mothers. Usyk was getting himself easy. You got to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows how to get out on clinches. He only clinched it maybe 3-4 times the whole fight and got stuck with it. Usyk knew how to defend that clinch very well.
Yes, he do.
And on the contrary, it was going to make him what he did. He faded bad. He got sluggish, got sloppy, and Usyk was fresh. And first 10 years ago, that he thought Ruiz was the perfect heavyweight size. 6'1", 6'2". You know what I'm saying? In shape. You don't got to be that big. A man 200 pounds can knock it out. Right now can knock out any heavyweight right now. I believe so.
My man said something to me, right, Moo? You appreciate this one, Moo. My man said something to me. This was leading up to the Spence and Crawford fight. And he said to me, bro, I think this fight going to come down to lifestyle outside the ring. I think it's going to come down. He feel like Bud never cheated the sport outside the ring. And normally those type of guys, they prevail, especially when you're already talented. Now, because you could be a bum and not out of fight and live right outside. But the guys that can do it well inside and outside the ring, they damn near unbeatable.
And guess what?
And Usyk,
a moment like that.
Yeah. And Usyk, Fury, and I'm not saying that that's the only reason why he lost, but when you start talking about fatigue and tired, see, I don't find him eating a whole pizza and a dozen of donuts. I never thought that was funny. I know people laugh and but because I feel like at some point that's going to come back to haunt you when you got a guy there to know what the hell he's doing.
Yes, you're gonna be sloppy. I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
Whew. What you gonna do when you get somebody who's just as good as you? If not better, you got to go 12 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose in our style we can always say, yeah, he shouldn't have come in that heavy. But he came in that heavy. He didn't look like he looked confused, to be honest, for a lot of the fight. He just didn't know how to use his size against Usyk's. Usyk sort of neutralized it, really, didn't he?
Yeah, because Usyk is smart. So he would have had to, and that's what I meant about being great. Like, we've seen the great fighters make adjustments. We've seen great fighters pull off great wins. Ernie Shavers, Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes get dropped hard, get up and win the fight, but the attitude to match.
And
Fury,
Holmes got up and fought harder
yes. So
after that punch. He
Fury
got
needed that to beat Usyk. Like, and that's what I want to see from Usyk. When it says, that's me, like greatness. Like, I want to see somebody really fight him back hard.
well, it's interesting because Fury did that against Wilder. You know, he got knocked down
Hell
in
yeah.
the end of the first fight. He got up and he fought harder, and then he found out he put Wilder on the back foot, and you can beat him. So next time he
But we,
came,
you know, most guys can't do that more than one time. You know what I'm saying?
and
And
his fights took a lot of out of him. Yeah, and
Fury
Usyk
made a
I think is a lot better than Wilder.
but not only not Conte style make fights. I think Usyk hadn't been no real wars like that bad. You know what I'm saying? Um, Fury had been dropped a lot of times. And Fury spoke about after the Wilder fight for like a month. He was I don't want to say concussed, but he said he was really, you know what I'm saying, he felt the effects of that fight for months. And so he went
Yeah,
through it. That was
being in war with a big puncher like Wilder is going
three,
to take a lot out of you.
two of them were very, 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 very rough. The first one was brutal. He got dropped twice, very hard, and the third one was brutal. So
Yeah.
that's a lot.
They're tough fights. Yeah, there's certain fights that take a big chunk out of your career almost. It feels like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
think those Wilder fights.
You know, back then it was Holyfield really, boy, they was in their 20s. Like I think
Yeah.
right now, Usyk and Fury both out of their prime. You know, we see a good fight, but we're not seeing the best version there. You know, so that the vigor, the attitude, the hunger, the zeal to go get it, it's almost like we look for and ask for, but he's 36 years old.
Yeah.
On top of him, he has some real wars.
Whereas Usyk now, I think he's the same age, but you know, as you said, he's been keeping himself healthy, you know, eating clean, living a clean lifestyle. So, you know, he's been able to handle these things. Yeah.
He ain't really been in them deep wars. Who he fought that really hurt him? Nobody. He ain't really been in no deep wars like that. So he's more preserved. I mean, you get two fighters, they can be the same age, but one of them had a lot more wear and tear than the other.
Yeah.
He ain't been amateur all that long. He fought 3-round fights. Fury was fighting 10 rounds, but Usyk was fighting 3-rounders. So you know how much sparring goes into them long caps. So Fury, I'm pretty sure, took a lot more over the years. Got a lot more wear and tear in his body than Usyk does. Usyk more fresh than Fury is. You know.
Yeah.
So many things go into these type of fights than what we just see fight now. You know what I'm saying?
So how significant was Usyk's work rate in overwhelming Fury?
Another reason why
Well, the big guys can't handle that sort of volume and pressure.
Bashir was talking about. Bashir said a guy at 270, he carrying a lot of weight. He can't keep that up no real long time. So strategy wise, that was a perfect strategy on Usyk's part. Is that just work him, fan him to death. He's going to tie. He's going to fade. And when he fade, you go get him. Start stepping on the gas pedal. It's going to be close going to the 8th, 9th round, 4-4, 5-3 either way. But down to 9, 10, 11, 12, you want to walk away with it.
Yeah, because it's not just physical; it's mental as well, isn't it? You get mentally tired from all the movement, the constant fainting by Usyk.
Then if everything I'm doing is not working, so you get more frustrated. So it's a lot.
Yeah. So do you think this fight changes perception of how heavyweight champions are supposed to fight? I mean, we spoke off air about those great heavyweight fights, how different they are. Do you think this,
Yes.
the way things are going, we're not going to see those sort of fights anymore? We can see more of this type of fight.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, and some people praise this fight like it was competitive. Yes, but that's a bunch of tapping. That was a bunch of. For 8 rounds, I didn't see anyone take charge. I didn't see Fury throw the right hand like like how he threw the right hand against Wilder. The committed right hands. The right hand was almost like throwing with like I think I'm gonna miss the punch. So it's like, is that what we going at now? But if I tell you all the time, go watch May Mercer, Lennox Lewis, Ridley Boy, Evander Holyfield, Tim Witherspoon, Larry Holmes, and you will see what I'm saying. That these guys, it was not only technical. They brought their heart and soul literally inside the ring, the energy. They wanted to win very, very bad, and they sacrificed sometimes getting hit. They didn't play as if they wanted to win. And now it's just a purely it's like a tap buzzer contest. I don't want to make. I'm scared to get hit with a counter. Um, I'm scared to get tired. No, train. So do you think what happened? Rubber getting counter his counter. You know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't be scared to let your shots go off. You shouldn't be. You should be. I got an answer for everything that he asked for me. So we're gonna be going back and forth with needness. And
so do you think? So do you think Fury should have gone out on his shield? Should have just gone for it? Because he's, he clearly came bigger for a reason. But he never actually, he didn't really take it to make full advantage of his size. All credit to Usyk for that. But do you think he should have just gone for it, let his hands go for it? I know it's easier said than done, but because Usyk was moving and fainting, and he stopped Fury from doing that.
When Coltrane said something about Emmanuel Stewart would have told him, go get him. Go out on your shield and go get this. This is the biggest fight of your career. This guy beat you. Get it back, man. Fight him. Don't worry about trying to get knocked out. Fight this guy. You can't box thinking like that.
Yeah, and like and like you guys were saying as well, you're not going to outbox Usyk, so you got to take it to him.
Sugar Ray taught me her. Sugar Ray losing. Sugar bites down and go get him. Mike McCallum, Julian Jackson. Like, it's so many instances where it's like you losing, the fight too close. You got to go get it. And that's
it's strange that it's strange that he came in 281 pounds. When did he really go for a knockout, and he knew he's not going to be able to outbox him down a stretch. He's not going to have the stamina for it. So why did you make a conscious decision that I'm going more survival as opposed to going for that KO winning the fight?
Exactly. I don't understand it. Competitive fight, yes, but it was very lackluster in my opinion. And I think Usyk should have went ahead and just go and knocked out Fury. Fury was there to get knocked out.
It's also possible that Fury did actually believe he was winning the fight, like he said, and he didn't go for a knockout for that reason because he thought he was boxing his way to a victory. I don't know.
Relaxing, go ahead and get him, Usyk. Go ahead and just take the trash out, man. It was because somebody got to take charge.
Yeah. So what's next for Usyk then? Is there anyone in the current heavyweight division realistic challenge Usyk? What do you think?
I think it's a lot of guys, in my opinion. For everyone says, great, top 10, top whatever. If we only knew what the guys before us did, you know what I'm saying? I think Dubois is probably another good rematch. I believe Parker's a good match for Usyk.
Yeah.
He's not as big, smaller, solid, very good fighter. I believe that Bacoli is a good fight for him. I believe Zhang is. I believe Andy Ruiz is a good fight for him. Give Andy 2-3 months. Andy will give Usyk a tough fight. And we've never seen Usyk in a fight like that. You know what I'm saying? We've never seen him fight against a fast-handed Mexican, short, a lot of punches, light experience fighter. Not saying that I will say Usyk will lose, but to say he's great. Those great Ali beat everybody in the whole era. He beat the whole top 10. Larry Holmes beat the whole top 10. They didn't retire, but I beat everybody. They fought everyone. They beat them. Then they retired. So, to be great, you can't. To me, you can't be great only beating a not prime Joshua, a not prime Fury, and Dubois and with
Chaz Witherspoon.
and a 5 year span. Hey, this was 2019. So in a 5 year span, you beat those guys. It is remarkable. But if we're talking about history, know what the guys before us have done. They've done a whole lot more.
Yeah, I think when people talk about Usyk, they talk about his career as a whole. You know, he dominated the Olympics, cruiserweight, and heavyweights now. How many more fights has he have left though at his age? How many more fights do you think he could reasonably have with his style of fighting?
It's up. I mean, he both fights he looked kind of bruised up, so I don't know how much weight taking his body.
Because he's got an active style of fighting.
Yeah.
He's not like a George Foreman who can fight until he's almost 50 because he's a bit more efficient energy wise.
Yeah.
Usyk moves a lot. So how many more fights do you think realistically he can have?
I said if you want to cement that legacy, I take 3.
Because even talk of him going back down to cruiserweight to fight Oppenheimer. I've heard rumors of that.
I wouldn't see. If you talk about greatness for me, is why you still fight all the people that's there. Fight Baturbi at cruiserweight. Let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the challenges that the great fighters have taken. Roy Jones Jr. fight Tony Thomas. He had no reason to do that. But Thomas for years called him out. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make a point. He came down and fought him. So once guys know more about history and why guys did what they did, I take that from Usyk, but there's more work to be done. Put it like that.
Yeah, if he wants to cement his status as a heavyweight great, there'll be more work to do. But yeah, he's always as a cruiserweight great, as Olympic champion. He's confirmed his greatness there.
Yeah,
a little bit more. Yeah. So you think his next challenge should be someone like Dubois then, the other champion, or do you think Bacoli or an up and coming one?
I like Parker might knock Dubois off. I like Parker. Parker's very good.
Yeah, he's also Kronk fight like Tyson Fury. Kronk sort of Kronk influence, but different styles. So a little bit of different styles.
Yeah. And the guy is smaller. I'm correct.
It'd be interesting to see how Usyk does against a smaller heavyweight as well. He's always used to being a smaller guy, isn't he?
But small, smart guy too. Not just not trying to win up just size, because that's all them guys trying to do. Win outside, that ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good for that. You have to speed, chin, and those things that Joseph Parker has. All those things. Ruiz too. I like Ruiz, man. It just what type of Ruiz we're gonna get. But a focused, motivated, in shape Ruiz, man. That's a good fight for Usyk.
Yeah, that's the big question though. Is Ruiz going to come in focused and training properly without the issues he had for the Joshua rematch, for example?
Goes to the body really well. Those combinations, you know what I'm saying? That's a. I don't know what he's doing now, really. So I don't know what he's doing if he's in the gym or not. But that's a real good fight. Because the best Ruiz will give Usyk the best Usyk a very interesting fight.
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to get the best Ruiz. Do you think we get the best Ruiz again? Since he's made that money fighting Joshua, he looks like he's sort of lost that.
Yeah, he did. But maybe that fighter wake him back up. Yeah.
But then Usyk will probably think that does Ruiz deserve the chance in ahead of some of the others?
He doesn't. But again, we talk about greatness. The one we always about Larry and about Muhammad Ali. They fought them all. They fought everybody. So
be interesting to see how it plays out.
Even Parker, man. Even Bacoli would fight Usyk so tough. I've never seen Usyk fight a guy coming like that. I believe Bacoli will come like that. Punch him in the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like hit him everywhere. And
Yeah, I think Bacoli would use his size better. He's a big 280 as well, isn't he? Around about that sort of size.
But he still got the vigor. You know what I'm saying? Fury's vigor is gone. He said before the fight he's gonna do this now, but he ain't doing the real fight.
Yeah, and Bacoli, I think he'd be more He'll take more risks, I believe, as well.
Yeah, but you have to take risks.
Because he's not affected like Fury was from these big, hard fights he's had in the recent
Yeah,
past. But Cully
yeah.
would take that risk because
And
he
got
hasn't.
down. Wilder put him down. Usyk almost put. So Fury got a lot of win on top of the outside the ring stuff. But a guy like McCall, even Zane. Zane can fight.
Yeah.
You give Zane some better shape. Zane can counterpunch. Zane trying to hurt. See Fury pulling back. Zane ain't gonna pull back. Zane might block right there and shoot between it. But stuff like that, like I would love to see as a thinker about boxing. I want to see how Usyk deal with these different scenarios. You know what I'm saying? We've seen RJ Ward fight all kind of different guys. We've seen Floyd fight different scenarios. Them guys, they're just bigger than Usyk. Usyk is he's cruising against these guys. They big, but they slower. I had heavyweight one time before, and we used to toy with the big guys. The small guys were the nightmares. The 200-pounders, because they faster than the big, and they can punt at the big guys. So they can punt just as hard as them, but they can move even more, and they can carry that stamina much longer.
Yeah.
The big guys were just slow. We used to, it was so easy. You remember years ago, we used to go viral, guy match used to go viral every week. Just like cooking those big jokers, man. They're 250, it's easy. They're too big, too slow. The shot's gonna be too sloppy. But 220, 215, 210. Think about Billy Conn, Joe Louis.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That first fight.
Yes, I truly believe Beterbiev probably hit harder than most heavyweights right now. He's 175 pounds. But that's a grown man that can hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Opataya probably can beat most of them heavyweights. Or Coley gonna knock them jokers out. He just went up. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we put too much onto the 6'5", 6'7", 6'8". So that means that tall, you have no inside game. Your arm's too long. You can't punch short. So once you get past the 1-2, they have nothing else. That's what Usyk understand. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can be too big. Well,
yes,
you got to
definitely.
that understands how to get past the jab, stay away from it or go into it, how to counter it, play into the body a lot, wearing them down. He understands how to win. And he clearly displayed that back to back.
Yeah. Fascinating. Good stuff, Coach.